Hello to all you geeks and degenerates out there, and welcome back to our videos. And today we are actually reviewing a very underrated film by Nickelodeon.
Yeah, it's
And
strange that
that,
it's underrated considering it won for best animated picture that year,
yeah, but nobody talks about Rango.
right?
Sorry to spoil it, but here we go. We're talking about Rango.
Well, I've seen the thumbnail and the description, Rango.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a 2011 film done by Nickelodeon and by the producers of Blind Wing.
Yeah,
And yeah,
uh, and it reunites Gore Govinsky who did the first parts of the Caribbean with Johnny Depp.
oh yeah, and I gotta say, as you said before we started this film, it was a legit fun time revisiting this movie. Like, holy shit, I forgot how good this movie was. Because when Enzo like put it on the list of the movies we had to review for the week, yes, we planned ahead.
Because you're professional.
Yeah, I was so excited that we're like, shit, we're doing a western, and it's Rango. Let's fucking go. And I was legit excited because, yeah, it's a Western, for fuck's sake. It's a Western, an animated Western.
Mhm.
And I remember I didn't watch this in theaters because, again, they didn't really market this movie that well. If
Yeah,
I remember
strange
correctly.
marketing. It's just like the first trailer is just the floating fish. I'm like, what the fuck's this supposed to be?
Right? And, like, I really didn't find myself like, oh, I gotta watch Rango. The only time I watched Rango was when it was out on HBO or Star Movies, whichever. And I was like, for a Nickelodeon film, this is very adult. Yeah,
Right.
like what were your thoughts on it, like when it first came out?
I
Did you
I
watch it in theaters?
I actually watched it at the height of the lockdown in Manila. I'm like, I've never
Are
seen
you
this before.
are you serious?
Yeah,
You never
dude.
seen this movie like pop up in HBO or something?
No. Every time I do it's like the middle or the end. I'm like, I need more context than this. So I'll just wait. And then it popped up on Netflix. Eventually, I'm like, alright, I'll give it a chance. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god, why didn't I see this sooner? It's pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot, and I was surprised to see that even more than it won an Oscar, as I previously mentioned. And I'm like, why does no one talk about this then?
Right? It is a very weird spectrum. Like I guess winning an Oscar doesn't mean your movie was as popular.
That's true. Especially if the
Yeah.
marketing's poor. Like, have you seen this movie? It's been nominated. They're like, huh?
No, not at all. Well, I guess that goes with a lot of movies as well
Yeah.
that were nominated for an Oscar. But dude, I swear to God, y'all going crazy about the Incredibles and like Incredibles 2 when they showed like pictures of how hyper realistic their was this
Animation.
3D models
Yeah.
were in their animation. For sure, these were leagues ahead. I'm not pretty sure. I'm not an animator. I just design stuff. But Rango was an amazing animated movie. Like every scale that was on Rango's face and every shine that was on the gun in this movie was
Yeah.
so crisp and so nice to look at. At some points, it was a little bit disgusting because there are characters here who are they got things dangling off of them, and I'm like,
Things
I don't
in
like
them
the
really.
sight of that. Not gonna lie, this movie was like legit hyper like nightmare fuel.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't say fuel properly. Sorry, nightmare
That's
fuel.
fine. But I like how, for the most part, it's a fish out of water story, and it's a fish. That fish bullshitting his entire way to becoming elevating himself to like this hero status. Like, I'm the meanest gunslinger in the West. Yes, I did kill them Jenkins brothers with one bullet.
Yeah. Oh, please stop with the southern accents.
Sorry. But yeah, I think this is Johnny Depp's first voice acting role too. Nope.
Now, if you watch that one episode of SpongeBob, he voiced act the
Oh
he was
right,
a voice
that's right.
actor in as a surfer guy.
Right, but that's like a few minutes compared to like
Ah,
almost
also
2 hours.
Corpse Bride. Corpse Bride.
No,
He's a
that
voice
is
actor
true.
in
That's
Corpse
true.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's really good at it. And like,
Yeah, he's really good. At one point, I didn't know. I forgot that it was Johnny Depp at first.
yeah. It's only after the credits. I'm like, all right, that's that.
It's Depp. So, I wasn't. I was more used to his like suave, sexy voice instead of the spazzy.
Yeah.
Sure, when he becomes the sheriff, like I feel a little bit of sex appeal, but like, am I afraid for saying there's sex appeal to a chameleon? But
Is he even
But
a
like, well,
chameleon?
well,
Isn't he a gecko?
no, he's a chameleon.
All right, because he changes. Okay.
Yeah. But like, he's a spazzy theater
Yeah.
kid, like theater uh
Nerd.
nerd, and like those two characters like detach completely from each other. Like they go this way, like
Yeah.
badass sheriff to theater major.
Yeah.
Like that shit is amazing.
The scene that gets me in the beginning is when he's being chased by the hawk. Next, like, take cover, disguise yourself. And he's like, I'm taking cover. It's like, too late, amigo. You better run then. Huh?
Run up,
Run!
homie. And like, from the start of the film, I really thought it was just, hey, chameleon gets lost in the desert, and he just has to adapt, and he just finds a new adventure within the environment that he's in. It is that story. I did not know that there was gonna be a Western side to it. Like a whole fucking. You got Valentine right on the side. It's not called Valentine. I'm just referring to Red Dead Redemption. But like,
yeah.
you got Valentine, which is called Dirt here, and you have these like Red Dead moments, and it was like, and especially if you watch the Money trilogy, which is the Clint Eastwood movies, the westerns.
Mhm.
There's a shit ton of references here.
Yeah, that scene in the bar when he's building up his legend is funny because you can tell, it's like, how the fuck do I sell this?
How the fuck do I sell?
Yeah.
I killed 7 people with 1 bullet. How do I do this?
Yeah. And then the scene where what kind of animal? Gila monster?
Yeah.
Outlaw comes in and he's like, chews up his cigar and then burps it out with the cactus juice. He sets him on fire.
I mean, it just proves. It just proves like the whole like, oh, he's a badass, but he's actually doing it unintentionally. He's like, wait, I'm sorry.
Like, I'm surprised when he's just wiping him. I'm sorry, sir. They're not like, is he just bullshitting? Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, he pretty much has to make it this entire facade. Dude, I swear to God, I really thought this is not how this movie was gonna turn out.
Same here.
By the way, the one character named Roadkill was the armadillo that got run over,
Yeah.
and for some reason magically healed. His
How
voice
do you heal by
his-
that? How do you would have won like that?
I don't know, but he's voiced by Alfred Molina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what's her name? I Love Fisher's in this as the other lizard. I don't know what her
Yeah.
species is, but like she's the one that freezes up, and she's the first character he sees in this western town, and she's trying to save her land, and at the same time he's building his legend. Like, I like the sequence when he accidentally kills the hawk. Like, the hawk knows it's fucked. He's like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, fuck. Why do they have a water tower filled with rocks? I mean, why is there a town filled with talking atlases?
And at
Oh well.
And at this point, he meets the mayor, voiced by Ned Beatty, who previously did the bad guy in Toy Story 3. I forgot his name.
The bear.
Yeah. Not so.
Lotso, yeah.
Yeah,
Lotso the bear.
so he's made for voice acting too, and I like his voice. It's very
He-
what you
he
would
always-
expect from a western, almost.
Yeah, like he is the typical evil mayor.
Yeah.
Like I'm developing my land and my townspeople,
Yeah.
but a lot of bodies have to be built over it.
Yeah.
Kind of deal. But like, oh, did you see the Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas reference?
Yeah, and like when he smacks up on the windshield, like it's like, I fucking knew it. It's like,
Yeah.
all the
I mean-
references in a kids movie.
I mean,
That's
like
something I've never
the Hawaiian shirt alone
Yeah.
from the start. I was like, oh, it's a reference to Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. And then he gets smacked onto the windshield. I was like, that is straight up Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
But yeah, you learn the most precious commodity in this town is water, and water is the
Mhm.
lifeblood. And they have a bank where they store all the water, and that plays into something funny later, when
Mhm.
he's parading around as sheriff, and these robbers are like, shit, the sheriff's here. Dad, the sheriff's here. It's like, hi. And like, you must be prospectors. I'll give you a deal. Like, you fucking idiot.
Oh no, it was a warrant
Yeah, it's just sorry. Yeah, Warren.
for prospecting or something.
Yeah.
I forgot what it was. Permit. There.
Yeah. And then
Prospecting permit.
the next day, they're like, the water's gone. It's been robbed. And he's like, fuck.
No, but it was like a prospecting permit. Ah, that's confidential information. I'll put that into evidence. I'm like, oh, you son of a bitch.
And then because of the robbery, they had to form a posse, and one of the volunteers, that mongoose girl, is like so innocent looking, but she has like two loaded revolvers. Like she can handle herself.
Where's my that kid who was in Zombieland, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then he forms a posse. He's like, "Let's ride," and the guy's like, "Where are we
Where,
going?"
where are we riding to? I'm like, where are we going? I'm like, hey.
Yeah, where are you going?
No, but you gotta love how like Rango's mind isn't entirely in theater or in the art of like probably filmmaking,
Yeah,
where they're like, yeah, this would be an amazing cut to like now we ride. Usually there would be a time span where they plan out where they're gonna ride and then they show the ride scene.
yeah,
Sadly here, Rango's still in like the fantasy world of like, oh, I'm filmmaking, so I have to get into the tone of it.
yeah.
And I love it that it's pretty much like a running joke here, the entire movie,
Yeah.
and also a lot of
Like how well do I
my
keep
god,
up with bullshit?
a lot of adult jokes in
Yes.
this movie as well.
How well can I keep up with bullshit for this long? And then they eventually track down the, I don't know what species the robbers are. Make it mole rats?
Hmm?
What species are the robbers?
I don't know. I'm kind of rodent. Like for sure, I guess the father, like you know,
I
the
like,
main dad is like a naked mole rat, but the others are questionable rodent.
yeah, maybe gophers. I haven't seen rodents like that before.
Yeah.
Uh, and then during their campfire, you hear the name Rat's named Jack. You're like, he sounds like a mean dude. But you'll get to him eventually. But they find the robbers and they're like, alright, Ranger's like, I got a plan. We'll set up this stage, play, you be this, you be that. And then
Yeah.
they approach the robbers and the dad's like, what's coming to us? They're like, Dad, it's thespians. Thespians? It's illegal in some
Illegal in
states.
7 states. I was like, what does he mean? Look, if there's a joke here that like I'm probably misunderstanding, but if y'all get the joke, please write it down in the comments below because we do not want to be cancelled.
There's a hidden message somewhere there. It's like,
Yeah, and
goddamn.
I love the humor.
Yeah.
The humor in this movie and comedic timing is top notch. Like there's that one character who was like his dad brought him to like a prostitute's house.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And he was like, I didn't expect that, to be honest. I'm like, okay.
Like,
Nickelodeon, how are you getting away with this?
what do you mean? They made Ren and Stimpy. Of course they can get away with this.
Good point.
You're
Good
right.
point. And I really wish that, I just wish that they continued down this road of making movies like these.
Right?
Yeah.
Because it'd be nice competition for Disney, and competition, makes you improve.
Yeah. And my god, again, I'm gonna like keep reminding people the animation of this movie was so fucking good.
Yeah.
Compared to other Pixar movies at that time, what did they have coming up like a runner-up? Frozen? This looked more realistic than Frozen.
At this point, maybe Brave, but Brave's fine.
Brave side.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Can't really remember
Like-
other animated movies from 2011. Maybe Mars Needs Mom, but that movie is extremely
Wow.
right?
Mars Needs Mom. I remember seeing the trailer of that in every laser tag
Yeah.
TV.
And then when you finally watch, you're like, wow, this is pretty not special.
Yeah, it's indeed.
But yeah, I do love the sequence of them running away from the robbers and the bat attack.
Also, I know it's a reference to a certain movie, but this entire plot, don't you think it's a little reminiscent on Mad Max Fury Road?
What? Yes.
Yes. I mean, this came out before that, so I'm just saying. Mad Max ripped off Rango.
We should do that movie someday.
Oh yeah, I would fucking love to do Mad Max Fury Road.
Yeah.
Do we have to spray paint our mouths over it?
If we can find it in time, sure.
Sure, let's get edible paint.
Yeah. But the bat attack is pretty cool. Like, the music and just the sound of the bats, like they're fucking World War II fighter planes, is amazing.
Yeah, and we're seeing actual body counts here, by the way.
Oh yeah,
This entire sequence, you see the entire posse except for Rango having a body count.
yeah.
Like the entire movie, our main character does not kill anybody indirectly, like because he did kill that bird.
All right.
Yeah, but you just see like legit, well, pulling up a gun and just shooting somebody off their back.
Yes.
And I was like, wow.
Damn. I mean, it would make
Right.
sense for Rango not to directly kill him because he's just an actor, and the rest are like experienced gunslingers.
I don't think they're gunslingers, but they're
Well,
like,
like they experienced the gun at least,
yeah,
somewhat to a degree.
yeah. And like the entire sequence was such a fun experience. For sure, the animation team like had a hell of a hard time doing this, and I tip my hats to them.
Yeah,
Like, holy shit, this sequence was amazing.
it's just super
Sure,
fun.
yeah, it is super fun. But like, by the end of it, you find out that there is no water in the junk,
Yeah,
and we're like, what the hell are we fighting for?
and you're like, how? Because you thought they drowned that bank teller earlier
Yeah.
on. So like, how do you do this? And then Rango suspects a plot, and he goes back to the mayor, and he confronts him, and the mayor's like, "Look, man, you're either with us or against us, because I'm building the future."
And the man's pretty much building a mini Las Vegas.
Yeah, his own version. It's like
Yeah.
everything will be all good if you stick to the goddamn plan. No, I'm kidding. Sorry, I had to.
It's alright.
I'm sorry. I'm trying.
Yeah, it also has a little bit of the same plot as Red Dead 1.
Minus the bittersweet end. Thank God.
Minus the bittersweet ending. But like you will get to that plot later. But yeah, as we
Wait,
see,
hold up. Speaking of
Yeah?
adult images, the scene where the father and the sons are just waiting for the execution, and the mariachi band is on the news. It's like, what the
the
fuck?
song, I'm like, oh no. No, but I also do love that. Like when you see the family,
Yeah.
at first you see the dad like whacking the son, and the Indian bird's just like dysfunctional family. They need interest. I'm like, yo, you can't show that in the kids movie. Because this was not marketed as PG or PG-13. I think it was like it was E for all ages, and I was like, I guess they're just relying on the jokes to fly over the kids' heads.
It's like
Like,
E.
wow.
What's their definition of E?
Yeah. But we're showing family abuse, but like, nah, it's put at E.
I do like the mariachi band always being like, he's gonna die today, and you think it's like today or like this tale, and like that comes into a very cool punchline later. But yeah, the mayor's like, he's not playing along. We might as well call Rattlesnake Jack.
Yeah, and no, Rattlesnake Jake.
Sorry,
This was right.
Jake. Sorry.
No, but I do love this entire sequence where, yeah, Rango was so consumed by his character of the badass sheriff or the badass nomad that became a sheriff. Exactly like Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Where, to the point where he's like, okay, you're overstepping and you might actually get killed. Like, bro, you're just supposed to be an actor.
And Rattlesnake Jake, right, is voiced by Bill Nye, going from "You're a dead man, Jack Sparrow" to "Hello, Rango. Kill me when you
Hello, brother. And I was like,
Brother.
okay. I was like, you know what? And plus, seeing the hat and the mustache,
Yeah.
I was like, this character is straight up Angel Eyes from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Right.
And I was like, this is so sick. I love the character so much. I love Bill Nye's character here. Like, the snake in general, like, this is a badass fucking character.
If I ever see you again, I'm dragging you straight to hell.
I was like, go to hell! Where do you think I come from? I'm like, oh, fuck yeah!
And then he confronts Rango and it's like, tell the people the truth. You really are the badass, are you? Yes. Speak up, partner. Yes.
Yeah. This is the entire sequence where he pretty much rats Rango out. Like,
Yeah.
hey, this guy's not who you think he is. He's probably told you a million lies from here to there. Especially the fact that like they're brothers.
Yeah, I'm like, you're really stretching it, Rango. They just said he's a
Yeah,
rattlesnake. I'm like, yeah, we're brothers. How stupid are they?
yeah, and like I don't know. I love this entire sequence because then we get like a weird scene where this feels like very Love, Death, and Robots.
Right?
This
Uh,
entire scene where he's walking across the highway and he pretty much stumble across hallucinations, stuff's happening day in, day out, desert. And then he sees Clint Eastwood,
yeah.
voiced by that dude from
Timothy
The
Elephant.
Mandalorian. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Timothy Oliphant. Yeah.
Covent.
Yeah.
Uh, he's done such a great Clint Eastwood impression. Like, I'm like, is that Clint Eastwood for real?
I really thought it was voiced by Clint Eastwood. I
Yeah.
was like, who would convince Clint Eastwood to do an animated
Right?
movie?
If Nickelodeon did, there'd be legends.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Uh, but he tells Rango he's not done with his quest. There's still something he's looking for, and even though he failed, his quest is not over. He still
Yeah,
needs to do right.
there was still a lot of like words of wisdom in this movie, which I would like to take to heart.
Yeah.
This movie really had a shit amount of like good scenes, and I'm really surprised nobody has like is talking about this movie.
Yeah, yeah. And I love the fact that his golden guardians were his Oscars.
Or his Oscars, I was
Yeah.
like, then an alabaster Steve was just the white go kart that he
Yeah.
brings out to look for his fish hooks.
Wearing his outfit from.
Good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm like, this movie's on another level.
Yeah.
And then he sees these trees walking. Again, I like how there's really no explanation of why the trees are walking. Or why the townsfolk do this silly dance when they're getting water. It's like, huh? And then
I don't
he
get it either.
sees where the water's heading to, which is the real Las Vegas.
Yeah. And as you can see, that the mayor pretty much shut off the water.
Yeah.
I don't know what the plot is here, where they shut off the water, and I guess it's redirecting it to the development of his little.
Yeah, only his Las Vegas and the rest can go to hell.
You're right. And so he's pretty much letting this town die. This is the entire plot, where he's letting the town die so he can make his own little city.
Yeah.
Fun little, a fun little plot, and I don't know how they rerouted it, but good on them, I guess.
Alright, they don't really explain that either. I'm like, sure, I'll buy it.
Yeah.
And then he goes back to confront Rattlesnake Jake, and he's hoping to God that the water comes in time.
No, man, this entire sequence was beautifully filmed.
The slow
Like
walk.
the slow walk, him going up to those bandits that they met in that trench,
Yeah.
and oh, speaking of trench, did you see the reference to Star Wars when he was drawing
Yeah.
like in the sky? You saw the TIE fighters. Yeah, a little reference to Star Wars. But yeah, like other than that, like him seeing the gigantic fish out in the desert, this shit was beautifully filmed. It felt like somewhat Blade Runner esque.
Right.
Yeah, and then like him walking up to his badge which he left, and the wind's pretty much blowing the sand away from it. I was like, this is an oddly badass scene
Yeah.
from a movie that I'm not supposed to take seriously.
Yeah. Again, when Nickelodeon really does something well, like this movie, they really pull no punches and go all in.
Yeah, yeah, pretty
Uh,
much.
But yeah, the slow walk of him walking up to the town to confront Jake. It's like this is straight up the bad and the ugly vibes. And
Mhm.
surely it's just zooming past kids' head, but for the adults, you're like, holy shit! All right.
It's good and bad and the ugly. All he's missing is that plate that he wears.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, but like, if he did that, then they pretty much like copy paste the ending, which I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the water comes in time and just blows poor Jake to hell.
Yeah.
And
And pretty much destroys half of the town.
yeah, so weirdly they don't mind. Like, yeah, at least you have water, and he pulls a reverse on the scene where earlier where Drake's like, "Shoot me, I can see killer in your eyes," and you can see his eyes. He's like,
I
"I'm
don't
not the
see
killer."
it. I don't see it. Oh, that was a cool
Yeah.
fucking scene.
And then they call
And
back to
then
it. It's like
yeah, and he was like,
one bullet, and he's like, you see his eyes. Like, all right, he is
you
ready to kill you.
yeah, like you don't have the guts, and like try me. I'm like, oh, that is straight up Clint Eastwood.
Okay. But he forgot about poor. I forgot what Isla Fisher's character is. Beans.
Oh, Beans. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And they locked them in the vault, and he's like, "Wait, I have a plan. Help, please."
No, but yeah, his plan B was to. I don't know what his plan B was with that.
Yeah, I
We
don't
never
think,
knew.
and I don't think bullets work that way, where your mouth can produce enough force to shoot out a bullet in the exact same trajectory and force the gun.
Oh, okay. Look, I don't know. It might work. No. Look, think about it.
Sure, if I
There's a-
swallow a bullet.
No. There's a thing where if you take something with a very fine point to a car window and you hit a specific area of the car window, just a tad bit, it will shatter the glass.
All right, sure, I guess.
So I guess this was the logic that they had into.
Sure.
I would say bullshit, but because it was straight up in the middle of the glass, but whatever. It's a movie about talking ants.
Right. And then before that, the mayor shows his true colors to Jay because he's like, "I need to get rid of you because you're outdated. You're just a myth."
I'll call back to Red Dead Redemption,
Yeah.
where people are pretty much just taking out all the outlaws because we're becoming a new generation of people.
Yeah. Now, thank God no one dies of TB or bullet riddled in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. One day we'll talk about that game and we'll go in deep with
Yeah.
Edwin, hopefully.
Yeah.
Because he loves that game too. But yeah, the water breaks out and it frees Rango and Beans and gives Drake enough time for his revenge. But before that, it's like, one bullet. I tip my hat to you. One legend
Yeah.
to the other, to another.
That is a really powerful moment because he pretty much stood up to a thing that he was leagues unprepared for.
Yeah.
Because again, he's just an actor, or I don't know, self-made actor.
I'm an actor. My name is Trevor.
But he was able to stand up to an actual gunslinger
Yeah.
to the
So-
point where he gets respect of that gunslinger. It was a badass scene.
Every time the mayor or Rango had the gun, I'm like, you have a Gatling gun for a tail. You can easily dislodge 2 bullets in them. And they
Right.
wouldn't even blink. But sure.
Right? I guess this is threatening.
Yes. But yeah,
Yeah.
tips his hat to Rango and takes the mayor with him, and you don't have to really imagine what happens to the poor mayor. Guy can barely
Yeah.
walk.
That is a very acceptable thing in this world.
Yeah. And then the mariachi band's like, oh, he dies. Maybe from a household accident, or maybe just
Which
died
is
of old age.
67% of actual deaths in America, I guess.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, I see what you were doing there. Way back in the beginning. And town save and becomes beachfront property. I'm surprised they're fine
Dude,
with it.
this was cut out from HBO and Star movies.
Yeah, for some reason, like animals in bikinis. No, like, why?
Yeah. I was like, what? I didn't see this. This is actually my first time seeing it when I rewatched it for this review.
Mm.
Where I was like, wait a minute, this wasn't in the movie. Did I watch the director's cut of this?
Right?
But yeah, it was a nice scene. Where, Dean is very much like, look, I have your stuff ready. I got your moisturizing lotion. He was like, lotion? It's a gun lotion. Gun lotion.
It's not gun oil. You need to repair your gun every time. Now and then in Red Dead 2.
Yeah. And yeah. And I love the speech he gives. He's like, I'll be watching you. Just know that I'll be watching. Even in the most inappropriate times. That is the deal. I was like, what the fuck?
Maybe that's when Nathan's like, actually.
Yeah, and it was pretty much the sunset scene. Yeah, I was like, I love this movie.
Yeah.
so fucking much.
Yeah. With that being said, I think we ran out of movie. What would you rate this?
Yeah, man. No, I'm supposed to be asking you
All
this.
right.
I'm the
Sorry.
one who's
Sorry.
hosting.
Right.
How
I
would you rate
think.
this movie?
Uh, Straight up 9 out of 10. It's just you don't see movies like this every day, and the fact that they really pushed it to like, can we really get away with this? I earns more respect from me. And like you can say it's a cliched liar turned out story, and you are right. But like there's a certain charm to this movie. You're like, I can't stop watching it, and every time I watch it, I'm having a great time.
Right? If it's like on TV, you'll be like, all right, come on, sit down for like maybe 45 minutes because I'm like in the middle of it.
Yeah, and it's not like Rango was a piece of shit that just became a worse piece of shit. Like no, he had an arc from like I'm a gutless, scared little actor to like I have some balls within me.
Mm.
Like I'm still skittish, but like I can stand up for myself now. And
Yeah.
most of the characters here are just fun to watch. It's nice seeing Ned Beatty as a villain, along with Bill Nye coming back. Like coming back as someone that doesn't have tentacles for a face. So yeah, 9 out of 10.
Mm. Yeah. For me, yeah, I agree with you. It's a 9 out of 10. This movie, I will say, was ahead of its time. Because I swear, this was the most not prettiest, the most realistic looking animated movie you've ever seen. The next thing that we see within this certain kind of tone and this certain kind of animation was in Love, Death, and Robots. Like Disney was even going up to this kind of resolution. I don't think their PCs would have handled it. Like this shit was fucking amazing and beautiful in my opinion. And it was a fun fucking journey the entire way. Voice acting was amazing, like to the point where I didn't even recognize it was Johnny Depp anymore. I forgot it was Johnny Depp. Like, goddamn, the plot's amazing. Sure, you could say it's liar, liar, but they put a little fun and zany twist to it,
Yeah,
to the point where you don't feel bored. And every time I watch this movie, whether I run to it in the middle of the movie or from straight up from the beginning, it is a fun watch. And there are so many Easter eggs here where you just appreciate they knew what they were. They were very self-aware of what they were making. They didn't take themselves too seriously, but to the point where you're like, this is not a kid's movie. You know,
yeah.
like everybody can enjoy this movie in my opinion. You just have to look over the they're talking animals. Yeah, but it is a really good western. Not gonna
Damn
lie,
right.
I will clarify this as a western.
Yeah, you won't. You're not wrong.
Yeah, categorize this as a western. My bad. But yeah, pretty much that's. Is that it? Is that where all you're gonna talk about?
Yeah, I mean we ran out of movie, and there's yeah, that's about it.
Okay, cool. Anyway, to all, everybody who's been watching, did you guys like Rango? Did you not? Leave it down in the comments below. And while you're there, please click the like button and subscribe. Ring the bell icon to be notified if we do have a video coming up. Also, you can find us at facebook.com/geeksanddegenerates, and we also have a Discord group under the same name. You can find me at JomGOM on Instagram. How about you? Where can they find you
They can-
individually, Enzo?
Yeah, they can find me at Kendalfus1995 on IG and Twitter.
Awesome. Anyway, thank you to all you geeks and giants out there for watching our videos. Please stay safe, wear a mask, get vaccinated, and get a booster for fuck's sake. We're almost done. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. Ciao.
Bye.